It was an October morning, around 8 a.m. Alex and Kassandra were walking toward the town center, mother and son, heading out to have some coffee. Soon after, a 70-year-old man named Ivan found them there. "Hey, Kassandra, are you and your son looking for work?" he asked. "I need a worker to chop and stack 1 ton of firewood." Alex, 22 years old, stood 1.90 meters tall with an athletic build. He was obedient and never disobeyed his mother. "All right, we'll come right away," Kassandra said. Ivan smiled. "No rush. Finish your coffee first, we'll go after that," he said. But Kassandra replied firmly, "No, we're going now." They got into Ivan's old car and set off toward the apartment buildings. It was a 4-story building. Ivan lived on the ground floor, and his storage room was in the back. He handed them an axe. Kassandra began chopping the wood slowly at first. She didn't like wasting time. She was disciplined, hardworking, and muscular, strong enough to take on a man. She had a well-built, powerful body. The storage door was open. It was about 3 meters long and more than a meter wide. In the middle stood an old basement door. To the left was another storage door, a door within a door. Kassandra didn't like to dawdle. She got right to work chopping the wood. 1 ton, right. I'll finish in 20 minutes, she said. And indeed, in 20 minutes, she was done. Ivan, who was a bit grumpy, warned Alex. "Hey, be careful with the door. Don't throw the wood too far back, you'll break the lock." Then he got in his car and went to work. Alex carried the chopped wood piece by piece and stacked it inside. The 1 ton of firewood was done. Later, Ivan came back with Petko, a 45-year-old blonde, blue-eyed man about 1.60 meters tall. Petko worked legally cutting wood in the forest and made good money. He would load the timber onto trucks and sell it. He raised and trained hunting dogs and boars, and in his spare time, went house to house cutting firewood with his saw for extra income. He loved eating, was overweight, and never spent a night without alcohol. He worked all day, then spent his earnings drinking at the nightclub. He was dirty, unshaven, and reeked of urine and alcohol. The 1 ton of wood had been chopped and stacked, but strangely, another 5 tons appeared. After finishing the first ton, Kassandra stacked another ton of wood behind the apartment in the park area. Petko started his machine and began cutting the remaining 5 tons. Ivan stood nearby and said, "Hey, you're cutting it too short. 40 centimeters is too small. The logs are 1.2 meters long, why are you cutting them into 4 pieces? Make 3 instead." Then he got back into his car and left for work. Petko kept cutting the wood. He'd already done 4 tons. But he was used to working in the forest, preparing logs for trucks, so he kept cutting them short out of habit. Meanwhile, Kassandra kept splitting wood with her axe, another 3 tons. Alex was exhausted. His arms were sore from carrying the wood. He borrowed a wheelbarrow from Mrs. Irina, a neighbor living in the next building. 3 tons of chopped wood were already in the storage, and 2 more tons remained. Little by little, Alex filled the space, until the middle was completely full. He was nervous, remembering Ivan's warning not to hit the door inside the storage. "Mom, what should I do now? Where do I put the rest? Throw them toward the back." "Yeah, but what if I hit the door?" He worked fast, tossing the wood in. The storage was full. He kept throwing the rest toward the back. Kassandra split the remaining 2 tons, and Alex threw them in as well. The storage was now packed with 6 tons of firewood, no way to open either the outer or inner door. Ivan returned from work and paid them 80 rubles in total. "Good job. You finished it well," he said. "Now I'll change clothes and start stacking the wood inside." He came back a few minutes later, shouting, "For God's sake, why won't the door open? I can't get into the storage. I had to go through the neighbor's door." "Oh my God," he said, holding his head. "Alex, what did I tell you?" he yelled angrily. "You broke the door. The lock's ruined, I'll have to buy a new one. Who's going to pay for it, huh? I'll deduct it from your pay, you deserve it. If you keep working like this, no one will ever hire you again." Hearing Ivan's furious shouting, Alex froze, but deep down, he wanted to laugh. To him, Ivan's outburst was just too funny. Written on October 24, 2025.